Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FSB Racing Friday night Winston Cup Series action from OG Atlanta 1997 configuration. It's the true oval like they ran back in the day. I'm your host, Sean Reep, with my fellow old school partner, Milt Minter Jr. How you doing, Milty?
Older than dirt, baby. Welcome to Atlanta.
Hey, but at least you're on the right side of it, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the classic oval Atlanta, very fast. Still a mile and a half, but race is a little bit super speedway-ish. It's obviously the site of the spectacular 1992 finish, which I made the thumbnail of Kawicki versus Elliott for the championship, the Winston Cup back then, that they've been trying to reproduce ever since. And you get a glimpse of our qualifying grid there. You see Jeff Hale. He likes the big fast tracks, and no surprise to see the 29 car on the pole. Ken Hansen hasn't been having great qualifying runs lately, changing that trend, starting on the outside of that front row in the number 9 Coors beer can. Jammin' Jay, he's always a qualifying ace up there in third. Matt Watkins in what is supposedly, he claims, his last Winston Cup season. We'll see about that. But yeah, he's out for the walk-off championship, and good position there, starting fourth tonight. Pops Margison, look at that, top 5 qualifying run for Pops. Darren Irvine, Mark DeRocket Descenza, Brian Lovell, Roscoe Hurst, and Rick Castle rounding out your top 10. And driver's meeting's going a bit
Brian
long
Lovell
here.
Back today. Roscoe Hurst, what a run last week. He's a real player, and he's going to be a player. He's been qualifying, better up until this race. But on the cusp of a win here.
I mean, look how close that qualifying is, too. It's less than a tenth of a second back to 10th place. You get down to it, 30.966 for the pole and a 31.06 one for 10th. So it is razor thin qualifying margins there.
Well, I love this version of the track, and it's old school, and I definitely ran better here than I did with the newer version.
Yeah, the newer version plays to my strengths a little bit better, but I do enjoy this version. I kind of like when they're both on the schedule, because you get the tire management of the Atlanta quad oval with the worn out surface, and the balls out draft dependent racing here of this version. We got cars hitting the track here. Looks like Adam Simonic was rolling. There we go. Cars lining up for happy hour now.
Let's go with the big race here, and definitely once again a shout out to our past buddy Bubba, and the new stickers coming out there from the team. Brad lives in Fresno where I do, so we're going to hook up, and I'm going to proudly display some of those stickers on my work truck and my personal truck.
Yeah, that logo I did on the screen right now. Yeah, we stuck that on some of our cars for this season in the game, and Brad has had some of them printed out, and they'll be on our way to us soon. We thank Brad for doing that. Real cool thing there. And I'll have it up here when mine comes in. Meanwhile, we got some racing to tend to here, and gotta pick someone to jinx.
Well, I mean, this race, you gotta be up on the wheel, and you can't lose sight of guys. But at the same time, if it goes green, you gotta be able to save tires and outlast guys. Because if you got to pit early and it stays green, you could get the weeds.
Absolutely. Could come down to fuel if things play out just right. It did on Tuesday night in the chicken run. And it came down to a fuel-saving shootout between me and Greg Lovell.
Well, I'm going to go with the 27 of Dan Irvine.
I was looking at him out there and thinking about that. Yeah, he's good at tracks like this. Good to see Greg Palmer back on track, by the way. Speaking of returning drivers, and that beautiful Bacardi machine taken from the Bobby Allison colors, the Miller colors. It looks great with Bacardi on there, though.
Well, people have lives. They can run. Sometimes they can't. These guys run multiple leagues, and of course they got life, So
Greg supposedly retired, but then he got busier than ever. So I've heard that song before.
I think, I don't know, man. I'm a tile guy, so I might dive knee first and face first into the thin set, into the tile.
I hope they find you before it sets, at least.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if
that could get messy.
Retirement is a good thing.
Please don't do that, Monty.
Got to stay lean and mean.
Well, if you're at Atlanta, I have seen a certain someone do things that you shouldn't be able to do here. Time and time again. Sometimes I try to avoid the obvious pick and not pick the 15, but at this track I can't. I just can't not. I gotta go with Matt Watkins as he Tokyo drifts into pit road here in Happy Hour.
That's what he do.
Every other guy out there would have speared that pit wall. See what I'm talking about? It's magic.
Details.
That's what they're up against.
Well, and he's making his mark in iRacing now, and but he's also getting marked up a little bit. It's pretty rough there. It's not like here where you have a clean league and clean drivers. You got some clean drivers, but you never know what you're going to get. There's always going to be that guy. And
oh, yeah.
In this league, that guy gets shown the door. So
if you're that guy too many times, you won't be for long.
I mean, everybody messes up, but you see the clean racing and green flag racing all the time. Yeah. And definitely.
That's a precedent set by Jim Ray. We see him checking in there in chat. Good to see you, J. Ray. Brian Lamb, Tom Jackson. Got drivers checking in the chat. I don't see Slim Jim Gately out there tonight. Did I miss him in the starting grid? We are Slimless. We are also Ryan Johnsonless, as he is taking some time off there. We got Sam pinch hit adminning for him while he does that.
Well, we got a little bit of time here, so I'd like to throw it out there. Last weekend, Donkey Pop Racing 003 won the 24 Hours of Daytona in iRacing, and that was a complete FSB crew there with Jared Folkholm, Ken Soska, Larry Krupp, Melt Minter Jr., and Jordan McGregor finished it off. McGregor! The real racer, which, when he's not sim racing, he's instantly, and he wants to come back and run here too. He's just so busy, and he don't run with us very much, but he got like, 10 laps of practice and had to work all day, and then got in the car and ran like triples. And then at the end, we were, I hope he wakes up. And he woke up and he drove our car to victory. Just unbelievable after 8 years of trying and starting out at FSB, running stock cars at Mossport. Was like, there's this track in Canada. We're going to run stock cars there,
I love that track. Currently known as Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. But I still call it Mossport.
Yeah, my dad ran there so many times that I got to call it Moss Part.
It's on the truck schedule to this day, and I gotta say when we first went there at FSB, when I got here and we first went to that track, I went out there for my first practice laps. And I'm like, how are we going to fit more than one truck on this track? It just seemed like the narrowest thing I'd ever seen in my life, and now I love it. It's one of my favorites.
Well, it's all about sweeping corners, keeping momentum,
and not eating it in
on the track. Yeah.
And not eating it in that kink, not kink. What am I looking for here? The really sharp section there.
Yeah, at the top of the hill. Getting it wound down.
Yeah, you come in there down.
Yeah. Whatever, you get at the top of the hill, and you got that dip and go up there.
Yeah, it's actually down at the bottom of the hill.
And then get it on that back straightaway and get that good exit.
All right, we got the cars rolling off right now.
Well,
the setup, this track.
Here for points and for victories. Ken Shea's not here this week. Rick Johnson seems like he pretty much, we'll see if we see him again this year. He's probably working on another championship somewhere. Or got business, life. But we got that 15 guy, and he's committed. He's already put that gauntlet down, saying, drivers say that.
Green flag.
Brady says he's going to retire every year, so.
Yeah, and all it cost him was the marriage to a supermodel. We're green here at Atlanta, and you saw Jeff Hale spinning those tires. I was about to get into some of the stuff to watch for here on this track. See cars loose through the middle of the pack. It's slippery. First lap or two, especially turn 1 and 2, but it looks like we've negotiated it incident-free. The other thing to watch for is that first gear. It's a stump post. Oh, spoke too soon. Adam Simonik in the 016 is around, and everybody misses him. If we can get a look at what happened here. See Adam Simonik all by himself on the high side, and I may have had a little help. Yeah, a big run forming on Pops there. Milt Minter, my partner in crime here, he's having connection woes tonight, and it looks like he's been dropped from TeamSpeak. Hopefully Milty can get reconnected and back in the booth. Meanwhile, early damage here for the 016. See if we can get an onboard look at that. Again, going in there high. And, oop, hello. The good news is damage is probably contained to the left side. It's not, it's not good news, but at least it's not on the rear of the car or on the right side. See if the 016 crew can bang on that and get it fixed up. Hey, we got Jordan McGregor checking in. Milty was just talking about you and your 24-hour winning drive there. Congratulations to you and all of Team DocuBop. Dave Dulfer cheering for Jam and Jay, no doubt. Oh, Chris Beckman snuck in the booth here when I wasn't looking too. Trying to wear both the hats right now while Milty reconnects. How you doing there, Chris?
Yeah, hanging in there, Sean. How you doing this week?
All right. If only this rib would heal. But, yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, 10-4. Seems like it's been a tough week. I got a little physical ailment myself, but I battled through it. I figured I'd ride around the back for a while tonight.
We've reached that age where sneezes are dangerous, Chris. It's downhill from here.
It is really sad, isn't it?
Well, how... Look at, I just noticed that the teammate cars of Adam Simonik and Brian Lovell have the same base paint job to them there, even though they're different makes. Looking pretty good together there on the track. How are you feeling in the Buttermobile tonight out there?
Slim gives us a great setup for this track. as you know, once the tire pressures come up, this thing is just smooth as silk to drive around. So
Yeah,
I think we'll have a pretty good race once we get her going tonight.
10-4. It was a good one on Tuesday in the chicken run. Almost snagged it. Just by a couple feet there. Greg Lovell, we both saved to the end there on fuel, and then he got around the outside. But yeah, great track, great setup. And yeah, get some heat in those tires, and it goes nice and smooth. But you can also, you can push it too hard and use those tires up.
Yeah, this is one of those tracks, like you said, you can really upset your tires the first couple laps of the run, and man, you sure pay for that in the long run.
With the draft dependency, or draft effect here, you can go a little easier than you think and keep up with everybody, and save that little bit on the front end of the run, and it pays off to the tail end. Get about 34 laps here on fuel, maybe. And what do we got here tonight on the schedule? 132. So that plays in nicely to that fuel window if we go green most of the way. Makes it a 3-4 stop race. So hopefully we get some of those in there. You see Chris there saving some fuel on the apron. Oh, Chris is going to top off.
I think I'll go take a little extra gas. Why not?
If you're already near the back, yes, that's not hurting you. Lights are off on the FSB pace car. I'll let you go get back to work there. Charging back through the field. We'll keep an eye on you, Chris. Good luck with that. And yeah, Milty just texted me. His internet is down. I am flying solo for the time being.
Oh, bummer. I'll try and come in here and talk with you on cautions. I know it can be tough when you got several laps of yellow to get through here.
Absolutely. Appreciate that, Chris. But yeah, you go focus on that restart, and good luck, man. Appreciate Chris Beckman checking in from the cockpit. I know how that can be distracting as well, pulling double duty, triple duty when you count crew chiefing for yourself. Pace car is in off of turn 4. Jeff Hale, Ken Hansen, Matt Watkins, and the rest of the field taking the green here on lap 5 of 132 after a brief caution. But Chris Beckman wasting no time getting back around the 016. He's just going to pull aside with that damage. Matt Watkins wasting no time taking second.
And we're back.
Hey, Milty lives.
Oh. Big wreck there.
Big wreck in Milty's modem. And that finally gives me the opportunity to get my my windows switched around into broadcast mode here. All right.
And I'm back for now, anyway. Rolling and battling here.
Matt Watkins going for the lead. Gonna bring Ken Hansen with him. Dan Irvine looking with him. Jam and Jay. Looks like Hale has hung out on the high side. His teammate Mark DeSenza trying to give him a little draft help. See Chris Beckman in the Buttermobile, wasting no time. Getting a couple spots back here and just hanging on to this lead draft. It's got more fuel than these guys. Can go a little further.
Nine car is just not for show. He's for go. And yeah, he lost one spot there, but he's right there. This is a really good track for him. My boy Irvine, up P4 there. Rolling, stumbling, and not fumbling. Hailed, stepping out a little bit, trying to upset the air of the 15 in the rear, and then takes the outside in move. Speedway Jeff is getting it done here. And he gets the lead. Sideways out of turn 4.
Yeah, 29 back to the lead. Oh, we got cars around. Chris Beckman may have just had the... Wow, look at that. Oh, that is so lucky for the 41. Caution is out, of course. We're live on that as it happened, but we'll still go back and take a look on the replay.
Cockpit with the 41.
So we got the
124 getting loose there. I don't know if he got help.
a little chain reaction. It caused Dave Janger to get loose, and then the 043 to get in the back of him. And Chris Beckman, what a ride. Oh, heavy rear end damage to the 51 car.
He got hit on the side, but he still kept his wits and saw the car coming down in front of him and kept on the binders there. Chris, you got a copy. That was a hairy development there.
That got awfully exciting pretty quick, didn't it?
Yes, it
So
did.
you got hit a little on the side, but you managed to woe her down. Like we always say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Better get on the brakes.
Yeah, I got a little bit of damage here. I think we're going to be okay, though.
10-4. I thought maybe you might have gotten scot-free out of that, but that could have been so much worse. So the real question is, did the horseshoe fall out of your butt on that one?
I don't know, boy. That was pretty lucky, wasn't it?
You were all kinds of sideways. I thought you were done for. Oh, we got cautions breeding cautions here. And lap 12, we're on their second caution already. Now, hopefully we can get some green flag feeling, but this time we'll bring everybody to pit road. 12 laps on those tires. You know, like they always said about Jimmy Johnson, got a golden horseshoe up his butt.
Well, we'll see. He's a little longer of tooth now, but you never know. NASCAR is going to be interesting, as is the 24 Hours of Daytona starting tomorrow. Can't wait.
Oh, the real deal's tomorrow? Nice.
Yeah, the real deal's tomorrow. Got my buddy there, Cooper McNeil. His dad owns WeatherTech, which sponsors the series there. So he's running on a limited schedule now. I think, his pace is just a little bit off. Mercedes-Benz team there is definitely going to, they got their factory drivers in there, but he's going to be running the long races. So, and we're back to racing here.
Now we're still under caution.
Okay, I'm watching something else here. What the heck is going on here?
Andy Wilhite checking in the chat. There's another missing driver. Had a function to attend tonight. That's why we don't have the 75 car out there. And Brian Lovell, rear end of that car is in bad shape. You'll see it coming around here. 043 is caved in pretty bad in the back. That can make it really scary, especially on cold tires. It's already loose, and we lost Milty again. Simonek hitting pit road after picking up a Dave Marcus point here under caution. Smart move, starting the race out with little damage. Lights are off on the FSB pace car.
Yeah, we definitely got some cord issues, I think, here.
Do you have a cat that chews on wires?
No, they both passed away, unfortunately. So no more kitties. But yeah, the big one used to chew on my headphones all the time. Love those thin wires.
Yeah, for the longest time, she stopped doing it at some point, but our Marcy, who also passed away last year, when she was younger, she would chew on Shannon's earbuds all the time. She went through so many pairs of them. Fortunately, they were not the most expensive ever, but not the cheapest either, so it's kind of frustrating. Wouldn't chew on any other wire, just those earbuds. Something about that wire in particular. Pace car's off. Coming back to green here on lap. Wow. On lap 17 of 132. Green flag in the air.
Watkins gives him a little bump there. Hello.
Yeah, Watkins got a better start there. I hope nobody else is starting in first gear tonight, at least at this point in the race, because it's kind of hairy. It gets...
Well, he knows he can give him a little bump there as long as he's not spinning the tires and get the two of them out front. You see that in real racing all the time. Sim racing is a little more of a
little harder.
It's harder because of the connection stuff that happens in simulation racing.
Yeah, the inherent latency. No matter how good your connection is, there's some latency to deal with. And yeah, in real racing, you'll see the leaders of the two lines, they'll be motioning for the guy behind them to push him on those starts.
Watkins back in the lead.
Yeah, these two are just dogfighting it up there all night so far.
I'll definitely be talking to him after the race. I won a 4K TV. I don't know if I can use that as a screen for my computer, but it might be too much. But
I would not recommend it.
But I got an older TV. I might switch it out and give me a 50-inch for sim racing. And
I don't recommend TVs, if they're not super high end. The latency is just going to be not great for PC gaming.
Well, that's why I talk to smart guys like you. I could sell it too,
You could do that. That's actually probably a better way to go.
Or keep it in case one of our my wife or my TV takes a dump here. Hale's all about this. Is old school Jeff Hale here. You did not want that 29 guy in your rearview mirror when I was racing. Relentless.
He does not like to follow.
Very good on cold tires. The best I've ever seen. Dismisses it. Let's go.
some shuffling there through the top 10 or so. They seem to have sorted out. And just as I say that, we got Dan Irvine making the move underneath Roscoe Hurst. Oh, sorry, not Dan Irvine. The 22, Greg Palmer.
Irvine is strong tonight, though. He means business here. And here comes Marcus Senza moving up in that 3 car.
Watch out for the rocket.
Well, you know, he's kind of a yo-yo last week, up and down there, leading some laps, and having bad things happen to him. He'd like to erase that with a win tonight. Get some good texts here from my teammates and fans watching.
Excellent.
Double farts.
Rat farts. Spalding. Got Dan Irvine for real this time, making the move on the 15 car of Matt Watkins, moving him up P2, dragging Mark to Rocket DeCenzo along with him.
Well, I think Matt missed that corner a little bit. He's also starting to think this thing might smell to be green here, and he wants to do one of those magical pit stops that we've seen him practicing in practice.
It's such a momentum track too that if you just get bound up a little bit, trying to keep off the car in front of you, or you come in just a little too low one time, push up the track, etc., etc. You lose that momentum, and everyone just blows by you. It takes you a couple laps to get it back.
All I can say is I'm sure as heck glad that I didn't have these internet problems last week.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, that would have been devastating to that winning run.
24-hour race, and a lot of things got to go right, and you win one. Very difficult. Just like these guys running here, they're dealing with the same thing. Now, internet and track, you know, internet failure is like having a blown motor. You know,
make our ISPs our engine builders, wouldn't it?
absolutely. You do have random failure in this sim, but most of it is not random. You overheat the car.
Oh, I hear tires screeching. Oh, major wreck off turn 4. Car's tumbling down the front stretch, clogging the front stretch up solid, and this is why we changed our racing back rules. So hopefully the leaders will be wounded up here ahead of...
Yeah, then they are.
Yeah, they know the crash is on the front stretch, so they're going to slow on the back.
35 Roscoe Hurst is on fire. Come on, son, get out of that thing. He's on... Am I gosh darn fire? Am I on fire? Fuel the tank. I don't know. He's on fire here. He's done blown up.
All right, so it looks like Greg Palmer got a little bit of the apron, and yeah, it started the slow turn. Oh, hard impact for the 87 car of Tom Jackson and Roscoe Hurst, as you noted, tumbling down the front stretch.
Well, Roscoe has shown what he's got, you know, but tonight he needs a bucket there because he might throw up. Nowhere for him to go. He downshifts and hits the brakes hard at 170 miles an hour. You ain't going nowhere. Except into somebody else there. And that's major carnage. Pup's still trying to get by the 22 there. Hits him a little bit there.
Wow, look at this onboard from 53, T.G. Reese, working his way through it. front stretch just turned into a junkyard there temporarily.
Just a pinch between shake and gum. And he manages that stuff right there.
Roscoe Hurst's engine puffing the black smoke of death.
Oh, the 9 car got hammered there too. Man, I don't know what happened to the 9, but he went back on that last yellow flag stop. And, pit work is crucial. Can't, have a mistake there.
We're right on board Roscoe Hurst. Did it switch?
Roscoe beat Coltrane. My gosh,
there you go. Roscoe's onboard view. See the inside-outside wall configuration of that front stretch here at Atlanta causes a funneling effect, and that whole track was blocked up.
Yeah, and what are you going to do? I mean, there was contact with Tom Jackson. Tom just went right, and everybody, it was like, bam! There wasn't even a chance for Roscoe to react to that.
Yeah, Tom Jackson's been to the pits for repairs. His car still looks like it's been through someone's digestive system.
Yeah, a little bit of vodka to help that out.
Gotta hammer down that hood a little better there. I'm not sure what his Pony Express pit crew is waiting for. I'm gonna have to have a talking to with those guys.
Come on, Roscoe. I'm watching the replay now. Get out of that thing, son. You're on fire. Not worth it.
Well, that's funny when you go on board with Tom Jackson, but you don't see that damage. I didn't realize that damage didn't translate over the net, apparently. Because I'll guarantee you, if you're Tom Jackson, when you're looking, you'd be looking right. And let me get my mouse right there. You would see the hood.
Tough for the 35 car. Dude has run well, man. It's not his night tonight.
Lamb is saying the GTP class will race at Daytona tomorrow.
Absolutely. Porsche 963, Acura, Cadillac, BMW, the new hypercar era has come of age. And it translates with the ACO and Europe. So you're going to see American teams and American-based teams, even if they're different manufacturer, run at Le Mans. And then next year it's even going to be bigger. It's just incredible for us sports car fans.
Yeah, officially retired from the race, Roscoe Hurst, Brian Lamb, Brian Lovell, and Dave Jandry, all marked as out now after various incidences. We're back to green here in lap 32 of 132, 100 to go. Should be able to do it on 2 stops from here. If we can just get these nice green flag runs going. Yeah, Lamb talking about the Cadillac. It looks brilliant, and I have to agree. It's a pretty sexy looking car. I saw a little bit of that on Facebook. Fourteen cars still running. Last of those being Tom Jackson with that heavily wounded Mr. Softy Thunderbird. Like I said, it looks like it's been squirted out of a soft serve ice cream machine. And it's still running, still collecting points. Our in-race reporter, Chris Beckman's worked his way back up to 6th place. Don't know the extent of the damage he took with the car-to-car contact earlier, but right now, doesn't seem to be hurting him.
Yeah, I don't know if the 124 got any damage earlier.
I don't think so. I think he's fine. I think he's been clear of all these incidents.
Got hit in the rear there, which caused that chain reaction, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but he kept it going straight during all that. 124 is looking good. We haven't talked about Rick Castle tonight. He's sitting there in P5 in the Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey Chevrolet Monte Carlo.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. He reminds me of me.
Everybody reminds you of you, Milty.
Well, I mean, I'm not fast enough to win outright. But, you just kind of hang around and race clean and smart. I like his style.
Yeah, he's a very smart racer. Doesn't take unnecessary risks. Keeps the car there at the end, and that's what it's all about. You gotta get there, and he excels at finishes races.
Trying to beat your opponents doesn't always work, but you don't just give up just because of one thing. You work it. You got tire wear. You got not just about brute speed. That's why you see so much green flag racing here at FSB.
Ooh, Tom Jackson barely gets out of the way there.
Way down there. That thing, can he even see over the hood?
That's what I'm saying. When we look on board, from our view right now, we're not seeing that hood from inside. You definitely would be if you were in that car.
From your cockpit, yeah.
Some heavy bump drafting down the front stretch there from Dan Irvine to Jeff Hale.
Well, you've seen that before. You saw it at the start with Matt and Hale. It's fair game. They understand where to bump and where not to bump. Trying to get, this is not a 2-lane track, so you can't do it like that. You have to do it by momentum.
Last car in this lead pack line, Jason Dulfer running 8th place. Stayed out, got himself a lap led there under that caution.
Kind of like Indianapolis, where you either try to get that run coming out of turn 4 like the 124 did there and working on the 15. But now he's up in the low grip area and he won't be able to make that pass. But he had a good run there, a good plan. Now he's going to try the over and under, which we seen. No, not yet. It didn't have enough momentum. He was thinking about it, though. But now he's better be, cautious because now the 41's coming. Good hard racing here. That's the great thing about this version. It's not as flashy or maybe more grip on the outside as some of the later versions of this track, but there's a strategy here.
Jason Dulfer's strategy, he wanted to get around Pops. I believe Pops was involved in at least one of those incidents. And you can see them starting to lose touch with the draft, and Jay wanted to get around and get going.
You're right there, you're there, and you're like, man, I got a car, but, now I got to stay in that draft and try to pull up. Hopefully these guys will battle a little bit in front of him and he can stay within 1.5 seconds, which is your draft zone. And get that back here.
I think he's okay. He's still got the tail draft from the 99 for now. as he pulls back up to Chris Beckman's bumper.
Things are ever changing as a driver. You're always thinking in advance, but you still got to be in the moment. The great ones like Matt Watkins, that's what he's able to do, is think in the future, but also stay in the moment. Cinza just kind of riding in there with Irvine. Really good run for Dan. Dan is so good, and he hasn't always been rewarded with wins, or I mean, he's got wins, but just I don't know. Sometimes he's just not lucky. It seems when he has a race like this, then he is on, and that's what he does. Done real racing, as many sim racers have. He knows racing. Oh, and he got loose there. A little bit of pressure from the 3, and also a little bit of apron. Dudes with aprons are not bad, or that's not good.
Unless they're grilling.
This truck, it's draft dependent, but you can get out in the lead like Hale and not worry too much. Just run your pace, and Hale's on rails.
As he so often is.
How much do these guys use up? That's always the thing in your mind, is how much you use up battling to get a position. Then you get back in line. Tire wear, definitely an issue. Tire performance.
You see Dan Irvine pushes up the hill.
Hey, once again, he got the apron a little too low there. Trying to get that inside out there, and it really affected him. He's going to lose 3 spots there.
More than that.
More. And now he's getting freight train. Gopher gets back in the mix here. Good job for Jammin' Jay here. Patience, got to be patient. You can't overextend yourself, but you want to get back in that group.
And you see that slipped the 27 car all the way back to 7th place there.
Yeah, we see Matt go back to eventually.
Matt Watkins back into 2nd. We took this restart with 100 to go. So about 28 laps ago. Figure out, I guess about 18 laps ago maybe. Smelty again. Alright, I'm going to try and figure out when I can predict pit stops coming up here again. So 1 through 2 minus 52, lap 80. So I'd say in the next 15 to 20 laps, you're going to start seeing these guys duck in. Hopefully we can get that. Again, get the green flag stops going here. As we are so famous
again.
for.
I keep bouncing out here. I got multiple caution cord warnings, internet. I don't know what the heck's going on here.
I'd say it's definitely either your cable, your Ethernet cable, or the port on either the modem or your PC.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Hopefully, it's not the PC. Definitely have to figure this out for sure.
Action Jackson's out of action and checking in the chat. A woot woot and a whiskey glass. Tough night for you, man.
Just a little nosebleed there, no problem. No broken bones. So.
And Matt Watkins back to the lead. Chris Beckman on the move. Looking to get around the 124 of Rick Castle. Can't get help down the backstretch. Might just fall in line. Rick's gonna give him room up the hill. Tom, if you're still watching in the chat there, we were seeing your hood sticking up in the air still after the crew went to work on it, supposedly. But when we looked on your in-car camera, we couldn't see the hood sticking up. So which way was it? Could you even see out the windshield of that car? And do I need to have a talk with the pit crew as the de facto boss here at Pony Express? We've got a secret ground we've buried many an engine builder in. We got room. We can make sure it never happens again. All this attrition and pack breaking out into two groups, we've settled into a nice steady run here.
And I sure as heck didn't pay attention to the laps. Which now, as these drivers are running, they got to figure out when they need to pit and how long, what is left of this race.
I think in the next 8 laps, that's when you're going to want to see pit stops starting, and power move there for the 3 car getting back around his teammate. And there's the stricken Coors beer can. It's already crumpled up and ready for recycling, I'm afraid. But Ken Hansen's still out there making laps.
Yeah, it's such a shame for Ken. Had a good car, got in the back there. Don't know what happened with that pit strategy, but
Bill Elliott colors at Atlanta. You gotta know you're looking for more out of a race than that. When you get to this track.
Bill.
Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. Front 4 starting to stretch it out a bit here. Get back to the spectator cam. You see they've started to put some distance, and as we got cars at the back of the pack, starting to trickle down pit road now. And Brad Otto, always the first one to pit road, it seems. I think that's a little early.
And Matt Watkins in the lead.
Yeah, Matt Watkins maintains the lead, but you see that front 4 starting to pull away from Rick Castle, who in turn are pulling away from Jason Dulfer and the 27.
Yeah, we seen Hale run at front there, and that's been my experience running at this version is and we see smoke as cars leaving pit road. I think we're going to have pit stops here.
Oh, yeah, but I think if you want to make this a 2-stopper from the point where we restarted, the leaders are going to want to pit about lap 64 to 66.
And Irvine pitting. Apparently he doesn't think
Hail
he
to
can
pit
make it.
road.
Matt Watkins. Leaders are going to pit here.
There we go. Leaders pitting here
Matt
on.
Watkins pulls out of his hat here. The great one, the great pit stopper. Whoa, he gets jiggy there.
Oh, that's nothing. He's good. He's good.
Locks him up coming in. And these guys are no slouches here. 124, 63. Golfer slamming it in there. Down pit road. Matt Watkins. One of the greatest of all time.
Oh, no! Oh, the leader just turned on turn
And
3.
the caution is out. This should be okay for these guys.
Yeah, it depends if... Yeah, they're not trapped a lap down because their pits are after the
They
start
should
finish.
be good. Got to get out there, though. Don't speed.
Speed, and they have to know that they can pass the pace car. They have to know that they have not... Yeah, they have not yet taken... Well, we were live right on it. 3-car Mark DeSenza rolled up on a lap car and had another lap car to his inside, and they went 3 wide into turn 3 and did not end well.
The pitted cars are weaving through the field there. I think they got the memo from NASCAR there. Hopefully. And they raced back to the line.
Oh, man. More hard luck for Mark DeSenza Friday night.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like TG
No,
Reese.
So it
looks like...
So I had the same kind of luck on Fridays.
So it looks like
People show up to play. Yeah.
So it looks like TG Reese was coming out on fresh tires, and Mark is out there on old tires, and they're coming up on the lap car of Pops Marguson, and it looks like TG interpreted that as Mark letting him go, and really what he was trying to do was just go high around another lap car, and they got together. Let's look at the closing rate here as we ride on board that full lap with TG Reese. He was running at the back of the pack, but he's on fresh tires now. These 2 cars ahead of him are on old tires.
Yeah, that group had stopped.
And a little indecisiveness there on the part of 3. I don't know if he just didn't see him coming.
Well, and he had a lapper there too. He did. Yeah. The 53 had huge pace, and got to let him by there.
Chris Beckman is shown as the leader, but also
But
being
at
shown
the
a black
same time,
flag.
I don't know, man. You know, maybe with the lapper there, the 53 might have wanted to back off there, and but he had so much pace. He was probably 10 miles an hour faster than Mark and the lapper. So that's a tough one, man. That's definitely not malicious. Just
That's just the
bad
closing.
timing.
Yeah.
When you got green tires, you got to go.
This is just a function of the closing rate here. And as I said there, somehow Chris Beckman being shown the black flag from the lead.
And when you're entering turn 1 like that, Mark wants to get down and apex that corner. If he waits longer for the 53, then he blows that corner. So, but at the same time, it's like split, and there you have it.
So these cars up front right now are tail end of the lead lap.
It was a wild ride. welcome to the league, bro. I mean, Roscoe is definitely showing what he's got there. Great clean racing, and he's going to get a win here.
So Jeff Hale, where's he score? He looks like he's also tail end. So Jeff Hale, Dan Irvine, 124, Rick Castle.
In the house there. What's up, man?
So there you go, Rick Castle. Okay, he's also going to be tail end. So the 3 cars out front are tail end.
Well, Andy's saying, even me slow poke.
When I said that you say every driver reminds you of you. That was when he put that up there.
Right on.
Looking for this to all sort of. Okay, now Rick Castle is scored as the leader. Chris Beckman is scored second. Matt Watkins has topped off and rejoins the field in third. Jason Dulfer. Jason Dulfer's the last car on the lead lap proper. And then these cars, again, Hale in the 29, Dan Irvine in the 27 are tail end, starting out front. So, hold on to your butts.
Yeah, Watkins back in the weeds here.
No, he's fine. Watkins is only in third place. He topped off, as I just said. And we're back to green. Here at lap 68, where I initially thought they were going to pit. And so this will get them into the one-stop range.
Yeah, so you're gonna have 52 to go coming, or 53, 54. So yeah, you can split that.
You mean 63?
Whoa, Watkins gets looser.
Ooh, chases that car down the hill.
Did a chain on a rope.
And, Chris Beckman's still being shown the black flag. Hits pit road here. Takes the long, lonely drive. Something must have not gotten lined up right there on the restart for the 41 crew. That is a tough break, as you see him sitting there waiting an eternity. Basically hold you for a lap. Or at least long enough to ensure that you will lose a lap.
Mixed in with these guys that are still got decent cars, but with some damage there. Oh boy.
Rick Castle.
Greg Palmer's starting to show some muscle. He wants to get by, but there's just...
Yeah, he wants to get back on the lead lap. He wants to join these guys on the tail end and try and catch a caution, get the lap back the old-fashioned way.
Gotta go. But then you get forced to the outside there, but he's got some momentum. He almost got the 124. Trying to get that car wound up.
Oh, he's loose on the high side there. That tail end damage coming into effect. And the 016 is around. Caution out. Greg Palmer should be the lucky dog.
Come on, Nick.
This will reset those guys that managed to stay out front. Jeff Hale, Dan Irvine. Free pass, lucky dog should go to Greg Palmer in the 22. You have centered on the screen right now. Your leader is in fact still Rick Castle, who I'm not sure what he's doing here.
Pace car out. Are these guys passing the pace car? 41 is.
I think.
Yeah, he's a lap down, so.
What?
I think. Man, I don't know, man.
Got some confusion
Crazy
taking the
here.
caution here. I think Rick Castle may have inadvertently passed the pace car.
Now they're warming up, waiting for the pace car. Johnny Rutherford.
Elmo
bringing that
Langley.
pace car up.
Elmo Langley at this point in NASCAR.
Elmo Langley bringing up that pace car.
All right, there you go. Rick Castle's got the pace car now. And these guys are parked on the backstretch, waiting for these guys to pass by and get things back in the right order.
Maybe, I don't know, man. This is a cluster here. It's like the Transformer movie, right? Man, you should have seen that stuff. We toned it down there for PG, definitely.
I prefer Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow. I hope you all are watching that, because I will not be doing it again.
Excellent. Rick Castle down pit road, out of P3. Jack Daniels Tennessee Honey car.
Pops Markson hitting pit road despite being a lap down.
This is his type of race to win. Show me the front at the end. Let's see. You guys are rechanging their strategies like a yo-yo.
Well, now it's easy, at least in terms of making it or not. It's definitely a one-stop race from here.
Well, Rick Castle leads pit road at P1. We'll see how this recycles.
Thank you, Andy. Yep, definitely hit the likes, the subscribes. Interacting, it helps.
Absolutely.
Trying to get the word out there. We're still keeping this going. 20-year anniversary, NASCAR 2003.
And FSB.
And FSB. I've been sim racing online since 2001 with NASCAR 4.
Well, you know, people
that was
like
my
Andy,
introduction.
You know, just the love of racing, working at your craft, trying to get better, racing in a professional league against the best NASCAR 2003 drivers in the world. You guys race. There's only so many leagues in NASCAR 2003, and I can say with confidence, these are, you know, if you don't think so, then come in here and whoop them. You know, I dare you. And yet, you know, dude's out there learning his craft and having fun and racing against the best in the world in this sim.
All right, so a little housekeeping here. You see Ken Hansen, you see starting out in front of Rick Castle here. He's got the Coors beer can on the tail end of the lead lap, hoping to once again catch a quick caution.
Yeah,
get his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Up.
Greg Palmer Greg Palmer should be receiving the free pass Lucky Dog this time by, which would leave T.G. Reese in position now, should another caution come out.
You know, all these positions mean stuff for these guys and their teams. You know, there are going to be championship winners and guys that are, you know, it's going to be really hard to win the championship, but
green flag.
The rest are going to be, you know, fighting for those spots too.
Oh, the 9 car tries to get the tail end of the lead lap, but
Yeah, that thing's
It
junk.
just not go. Shane Wisman
That'll
tuning
make you
in.
sticker pecker right there.
Good to see Shane Wisman, Chicken Run Series champion. Tuning in.
Brother.
Not racing tonight, probably on baby duty, I bet. Shane and his wife,
Awesome.
is it Leah? I forget her name. They recently had themselves a new baby.
Then you fast forward, and all of a sudden you're old like me, and your daughter's 31. Yeah. And that makes you feel real old. But enjoy it, brother. Rick Castle stretching his legs out in front. How about that Jack Daniels car? How about that guy, man? I mean, I just love listening to him and how after the races, talking, how he attacks the race, his mindset all the time, just, always clean and smart. He knows he's up against the best. But you know what? He's one of the best too. So, get some,
Jeff
you
Hale.
watch these races every week and you see the great drivers, and you got the greats. You got Slim Jim, you got the 15, you got the 52. These guys are legends, but then these guys are no slouches, You got the 63 up there dogging him, too. Let's go. Gavin J.
Gavin J wants to taste the lead here, and he's got 15 nipping on his own heels at the same time. Meanwhile, a little bit back of the 15 of Matt Watkins, he got the 29 of Jeff Hale back on the lead lap, bringing Dan Arvine with him. And he's looking to get back in the mix, get back up front.
Keep up, baby. Never give up.
Absolutely.
Homer, off the couch. The Bacardi car. This is a great run.
Yeah, he's also back in the lead lap.
He's got a nose on the 27. Can't complete the deal. This is sketchy right here, and they make it happen. Nice and easy. Caution is out.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Thought I saw it.
His lights are green as far as I can see. Meanwhile,
I think I was looking at the back of the light.
Yeah.
It's always yellow.
The housing is always yellow on those lights, yeah. I was about to say there, Chris Beckman has moved himself into the free pass spot, the lucky dog position there by following the previous recipient of it, 22 of Greg Homer.
Hell, Buster's off the hot dog right there. He's like, I don't think so. I'm not cool with P4 here. I gotta go. I want to win one for my boy, Slim Jim Gaming. He has Oliver Matt Watkins like a wet blanket.
Like hot pants on a cheerleader.
I don't know how to explain this any other way except when that 29 guy has got the bit between his teeth. It's bad news for the Bears. He is relentless. No great at tracks like this. High speed, high drama.
Yeah, meanwhile, that guy in the 15 car, he's more like David Pearson. Yeah, as legend has it,
I would agree, absolutely.
The legend has it they strapped. Well, for one thing, Richard Petty and David Pearson sat down for an interview together, and they asked each of them who they thought the best driver in NASCAR history was. Richard Petty said it was the guy next to me, and David Pearson said, well, who might argue with the king? But,
Rick Castle gets hung out to dry there.
Yeah, he is. Jam J takes the lead. bringing
Damn
Matt
it,
Watkins through.
Jay.
But as far as
Please,
David
this
Pearson, as far as David Pearson goes, they famously, supposedly, strapped a heart rate monitor onto him to study race car drivers for the Apollo program, and they found that when the race started, his heart rate went down. And that is the kind of character Matt Watkins is out there.
Well, you know, when I met the great George Fulmer, he used to drive for Penske, which tomorrow the Daytona 24 Hours Penske Porsche back in the mix. And I shook his hand, and I was, I don't know if it was his wife or caretaker or something, was like, he's done now. And I go, I got to say something to him. And I said, I'm Melt Minter Jr. My dad raced against you. And he said, yeah, I knew that son of a bitch. And then we shook hands, and I was laughing, and he was like 80-something, you know, sitting next to the 917 Porsche in Monterey at Laguna Seca. What a memory for me. It was just unbelievable. Whoa!
Yeah, Jeff Hill looking underneath.
He sees that great racecraft by the 15 there. He's not just a guy. Now he's side drafted really close. He wants to find a way in. And he
Crossover.
He does the over and under on Hale here.
Beautiful crossover move by Matt Watkins. And we're getting down to it here.
My gosh, the presence of mind in the moment. These guys are so incredible. You just can't believe it.
Another 10 laps or so, we're going to be in the pit window to make it to the finish.
And now he's dogging the 63 here. You're jamming Jay. You're like, oh my gosh, that's Matt Watkins behind me here, and Jeff Hale, and they're planning on going on somewhere.
Jeff Hale wants back under Matt Watkins.
They put it on a show or what, folks? Are you kidding me?
Tough to make that pass without any help, though, and he did not get any from the 124. 124 took the high middle lane there and helped Matt Watkins power back around on the outside.
Well, now, you know, Castle is thinking the same
Dolfer
thing.
pushes up.
Okay, they did that to me. Now it's my chance now.
Dolfer pushes up, and Matt Watkins looking for the lead.
That's what a smart racer does. You know, you get beat, you get beat. But now let's get back in the mix. And now we're seeing the force of guys ganging up on the leader and pushing them wide. Well, they can't keep that car down low. And now Dolfer goes backwards. He didn't want to. He couldn't keep that car down low. Now let's see what Watkins can do here. But 39 laps to go, 38. Getting close to the window here.
So about 7 laps here, you're going to see the window open up.
You know, last lap, Jeff Hale, 31-1. Best lap, 35. So, yeah, definitely.
Oh, Dolfer and Castle.
The lead. 3 and 4, I think that was Dolfer.
3rd and 4th place cars there. Dolfer and Castle are around. Caution flag out. And this is, they're not gonna be able to make it from here, but might open up some strategies.
To, right? I mean, you still got to pit.
Oh, yeah. Leaders will definitely pit. As you see Matt Watkins slow in the backstretch to take this one.
Up here. What a shame.
A great run going for those 2 cars.
See what happened.
Roll it back here for the replay. See the 2 of them. We were focused on it live, so you already saw some of this. Let's go overhead with the helicopter. 63 on the outside, 124. Rick Castle on the inside, and looking good so far through 1 and 2. Get that run down the backstretch.
I
Get some
think
help
the
from Dan
124
Irvine.
had a little too much pace there, and on the back of Jason Dolfer.
No, they were side by side. Oh my goodness! I think there was an issue with the 124. Look at you see that blink too? I think that was a lockup.
Yeah. There's something going on there. It could be net code.
Look the way the car just turns straight up the hill and then blinks out after they get to the wall. I believe this was a technical issue. Yep. You know, here you can see it if I take away my the overlay that blocks the information. Watch my mouse pointer here where the speed and gear indicator is.
Okay.
And you can totally see that he lost connection between either the wheel and the system, or the system just dropped to desktop. You see how it drops to neutral and the speed suddenly shuts down? That tells you there was no input coming in. So yeah, technical difficulties there. Ruins a fantastic run for both Rick Castle and Jason Dolfer. Some good condolences to the Jam and J fan club.
Oh,
We love having you guys out there. I'm afraid your boy was an innocent victim there. As you see, the 124 car is just all bent up on the back end, coming out of the pits now after receiving service.
Yeah, that car just looked like it just wouldn't turn all of a sudden.
Yep, that's
Went straight.
Telltale sign of a failure of some kind on the computer side. Well, now you got guys out there saving every last bit of fuel they can under caution. Probably see some top-offs. And we'll see if these guys can make it to the finish. This might just play out the way it did Tuesday night with a fuel-saving race. But until we get back to green and find that out, I'm going to step aside, get my last chance for a break here before we carry this one to the finish. I'll be right back, Milty.
Yeah, me too. We'll go quiet just for a few seconds here.
Yeah, Matt Watkins pushing his longtime teammate Pops Marguson down pit road here. A quick top off for the 15 Pac-Man machine. Meanwhile, Jeff Hale stays out and takes the lead. We're going to take this restart on lap 99 of 132. Meaning there will be 34 to go. Matt Watkins will be topped off. Yep. I can say that Matt Watkins can make this.
All night.
Matt Watkins can make it. These guys, because he's going to be saving from here. These guys in front of him, they're going to have to save a lot more than him.
That's what he do. I mean, he can reinvent himself all the time here. You know, how long will he have to save before he can go? That's the question. And can he go? And, you know, if I'm up in front of him, I'm thinking, I'm just going to drive the heck out of it. And there could be another caution. You know, I can't think that far ahead. I just got to try to win this race and see what happens. It's easier.
Oh, Jason Zolfer slides up the hill.
Behind, You're leading, especially with the pressure. You give an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yaman J slid up the hill, saved the car, but loses a lot of ground. Over 3 wide, going into turn 3, and Matt Watkins thinks much better of that. More housekeeping. Chris Beckman is back on the lead lap, having received a free pass. Lucky dog that time by. Oh! Hard impact for Greg Palmer. And for Ken Hansen. No caution because nobody went around.
There's got to be parts on the track there. Will NASCAR throw a debris caution? No.
They stay out there long enough with that level of damage, they just might.
Here comes Matt Watkins on the 53 of DG Reese.
So look here at what happened to the 22 Bacardi, and he is just loose and hard. Yep, he tried to stab and steer and just turned it too hard to the right, collecting Ken Hansen, but no caution.
Just a pitch between shake and gum. Ting.
Looks like Greg Palmer might be counting that as his second, and he's going to retire it, or at least come in for repairs.
Dang. Just a wonderful run for Greg off the couch here.
Yeah, good to see Greg back on a Friday night, but that definitely did not go according to plan.
Yeah, sometimes it don't. Like a lot of times. Matt Watkins all over the rear of Dan Irvine. It's my pick right there.
Our picks are 1 and 2 right now. You know what that means.
Wheelhouse for the real racer there, Dan Irvine. Side by side, Watkins is not giving that up. So much for me talking about the outside line, but he finally has to. Just not enough grip there. And he knows what he needs to do. Oh my gosh!
He almost got into the back one there.
The 27 was clutching right there in front of the 15. And that should have been a wreck, and it wasn't. Unless I'm hearing something wrong here, that definitely sounds like 27 getting out of it.
Well, he's one of the cars that stayed out, so yeah, he definitely has to clutch.
I think he can make it.
We're on board with him right now.
And that is so hard in the lead.
Yep, he's clutching. He's clutching for sure. Meanwhile, Beckman and Matt Watkins. I don't think they need to clutch from here on out. Oh yeah, heavy clutching for the 27.
Feeling when you're that guy that doesn't look. If it was me, I would still think the same thing. Heck with that clutching. Drive it and hope for another caution. Then everybody's gonna have to pit. Don't lose too much track position. I think. I don't know. Dan's won races like this before, so. We've seen it, years ago.
See Matt Watkins clutching from the lead, too.
He does know what he's doing, But doing that in front of Matt, it was a good thing. It's a great driver like Matt behind you, because that could have ended up bad. And think about clutching, too, is it takes a rhythm. When we talk about clutching, what we're talking about is, you're pushing the clutch in and saving fuel as you're rolling through the corners. And that's a skill on itself.
It cuts the RPMs down to bare minimum, almost shuts it off entirely.
What I never mastered beat. I did beat Matt Watkins one time doing it at Homestead. Whoa! Jason Dover gets sideways and gets into the 53.
Jason Dolfer's having a rough go of it now.
Yeah, that thing just jigged on him. Snap loose there. Great save, but, at the expense of Kiki Reese.
Great comeback for Chris Beckman, taking the lead in the Buttermobile after having been lapped down from a black flag.
How about that guy we haven't talked to? He hasn't talked to us too much. He's been so focused that he hasn't had time to get on the race report under caution. The 41 in the lead. And my pick for the championship this year. That's current jinx. Jinxes are about how superstitious are you actually, or do you want to just go out there and win it? And Chris ain't he ain't tripping. He's like, yeah, whatever, pick me. Because that's exactly what I'm trying to do. But Dan Irvine all over him. Whoa, Matt Watkins crowding him a little bit, inches apart. Here comes Jeff Hale down low, too. Cannot understand how good these guys are unless you've done it or tried to do it. Or just are a big fan. But, strapping yourself into that sim rig and trying to beat these guys. Pretty good.
Tail clutching too.
Running that high line a little bit with that Momo, getting that momentum, but Watkins, I don't think so. I'm getting that run. I'm going to dog you down low, and I got Hale behind me. Believe me, he's thinking that. When you're a driver, you're thinking all the time, who's around me? What are they going to do? What's my next move? These guys plan this stuff out in their heads at 180 miles an hour. We've seen it all through the night. The leader gets rooted out. What does that tell you as a driver? I want to be that guy with about 5 laps to go that does the root. Because if I'm in the lead with 5 laps to go, I don't know. We're getting dogged. We're seeing the draft from the cars behind, giving them pace and smoking the leader, which is what we want to see. Honestly, 20 years ago, we ran this track like this at this configuration. We did not have the skills of what these guys are doing right now. Plain and simple. But an evolution of progress that you gotta know how to race. These guys know how to race. Beckman, okay, he's back there in fourth now. Taking the breath here. No contact, car is good, so he sees the laps ahead, he ain't tripping. He seen what these guys did, so he can do that too. And they're gonna dog each other and work each other and get right back into his wheelhouse. The Emperor has foreseen this. Or not. I don't know. He's stepping back a little bit. He might be worried about fuel a little bit here.
Oh, maybe a disconnect for the 29. He's disappeared. And he's back. Wow. That was scary for everyone around him.
24 hours of Daytona. I was in the lead with 5 hours to go. And all of a sudden the car flipped up and was like a telephone pole high. And I drove it off into the grass, and my teammates were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Did you see that stuff?" And they're like, "Oh, it pops Markson into the wall there a little bit, lap car." And I was like, "You guys didn't see that?" Well, I mean, that's sim racing, I know what I saw a car flip up and about to flip over and land on top of me. So, fortunately, I didn't wreck the car. I got an X out of it, but only a couple of them. I tied for the lead of the cleanest driver on our team. So
there you go.
And the slowest, yeah.
Yeah, but you brought the car back every time.
Doesn't
That's
matter,
what matters.
Yeah. Bring it to your studs here. Now the 41's going to start to work here. Got to get by the lap car of the 53, and now he's starting to get that draft.
Oh, by the way, look who's caught. Look who's caught back up. Look who's caught back up. 63, Jammin' J. Dulfer. As all these guys have been jockeying for position and saving fuel.
He's got time here. He's got plenty of time. Got to work these lap cars, get by them, but stay in that group. And the thing is they're all in the draft, and Pops, Pops, man. I mean, what a stud.
Yeah, one lap down, but hanging in there with that lead group.
Up every day and runs. He's like the bionic man. I mean, this dude's had so many things happen to him physically, but nothing mentally. This guy is just so. Pops Markson is like. When I grow up, I want to be like Pops. I'm 60 years old, but almost, but. And this thing is just getting jiggy. You see the 41 now starting to work.
10 to go.
He's seeing what we saw. Now it's time to go.
10 to go. No more lucky dogs. We race back to the caution.
But it's a bad thing when you got that 15 up front, because this guy has the ability to kind of. I don't know, he has switches,
Oh no!
There's contact.
To 27.
And that's got to bring out the caution.
Yeah, bring out the caution. There's definitely going to be a restart. And now, man, you got to assume all these guys are going to get at least 2 tires, if not the 4.
How to call that? I don't know. Maybe, you can replay it.
Oh, we'll definitely take a look at the replay and see what happened there, but. In terms of strategy, I think everybody pits.
124 of 32, 8 laps. If you don't pit with these little amount of guys on the lead lap, you're going to be junk.
You're going to be a sit and duck. It's going to be a single file restart.
You got to pit. We'll have to watch that replay, but let's take a look at the leaders. Matt Watkins in P1, what he do? Pressure? What's pressure, man? I've been racing against this guy, and now he's my teammate at Donkey Bob for 20 years, and or somewhere around there, and I've never heard him raise his voice one time. Never gets that excited. He gets mad,
Well, I don't think Jeff Hale could have gotten any lower on the track than that, so I'm going to have to say 27 came down there. You watch it from on board the 41 car.
Yeah, severe damage for the 27. That's going to end their chance for the win. Jason Dulfer got damage here, but Matt Watkins, 4 tires, and he gets the lead coming out.
Yeah, you gotta assume 4 tires here. Jason Dulfer gets probably some more damage fixed from his earlier incidents there. Yeah, so he'll come out 4th. Dan Irvine heavily damaged. Rick Castle heavily damaged.
Right, plenty of time for Hale to dog him and maybe, do what Hale do. He don't have to touch you. He can give you a love tap mentally, love tap is like, one time I tried to box big old boy, and last thing I remember was his brother saying, "Give him a love tap," and I was knocked out. Well, at least I tried,
All right, your leaders are all on 4 freshies. And whatever fuel was left in the car should be enough to make it from here. Maybe they put a splash in on the pit stop, just to be sure.
Beckman really needed that race to stay green there. That was what he was hoping for. Yet, he's racing for a championship, and he's in good spot here, and plenty of time for that, when you got 29 behind you, and Matt knows that's going to defend. He's got to. Can't let 29 get down on him.
It's not going to be like the last run where nobody wanted to be out front.
Yeah, this is going to be go.
This is a fist fight now.
It's also a battle for the most laps led. So far tonight, Jeff Hale has led 43, and to this point, Matt Watkins has led 40.
Look how long this race has gone, and these guys have been in the car. They're tired. They probably got to pee. Them races got to pee too. You got all these things in your mind. These guys prepare for this stuff. They don't, they know the situation. They want to be in this position at the end.
Chris, how has that damage been for your car? Is it still good and fast?
I'll be honest, it's a little banged up, but I think we got enough. Especially like you said, if Matt and Jeff get to concentrating on each other, maybe I can slip by unnoticed.
Plus, short run, it's not going to really pile up that understeer on you.
We've seen the car behind root out the car in front.
We got the lights off in the FSB
help.
pace car.
I would say, probably you want to stick with that 29 dude. He knows where he's going and what he wants to do, and you got to beat Matt Watkins straight up here. You got to dominate him, or he's going to run away with this thing.
There we go, coming to the restart with 5 to go. Next flag.
Restart here.
Next flag ends it.
When you talk about restarts as a driver, it's all about repetition. And you don't all of a sudden try to do a hero move. You've worked up. It's just like when you make pit stops. You don't all of a sudden try something different when it's money time. You've put that preparation in to know what
green.
Do. And we're green. 128 of 132. Matt Watkins in the lead.
Jeff Hale pushes up the hill and allowing Chris Beckman through.
Tight as a tiger right there. And that's
Dan Irvine on the move. Dan Irvine's back in the fight. Taking a spot from Jason Dulfer, who slides way up the hill in front of Rick Castle.
You never know with this thing, a little bit of damage, sometimes it can kill you. Sometimes you don't even know it. The 41 is definitely strong here. Or is Schiffel kind of, chilling here? Let's see. He's seen these patterns. These guys are veterans. They seem to recycle of the lead. with the top 3 or 4 here. Thing is, you got that guy in the 15, man. That dude. I don't know, man.
Jeff Hill pushes up the hill.
Oh! 49 goes way wide there. They're really pushing hard. Think about the 15 is focused. This dude just knows. Knows what he needs to do. 5-car length lead here. They're going to get back on him, but coming up on the white flag lap.
How about Dan Irvine? Back from a heavy impact not too long ago. He's right here in the thick of it. Racing for third now with Chris Beckman.
He's been one of the best cars all night.
Meanwhile, coming up to 2 to go here. Oh, white flag in the air now. Yep, yeah, scoring caught up. White flag, 1 to go.
South Carolina native.
He just needs to hit his marks one more time.
They're just pushing so hard to try to catch him. He is just meticulously running his line. And they're trying to overextend to get to him, and that's making it worse. And Matt Watkins going to be your winner.
There you go, 15 your winner. Jeff Hale second. Chris Beckman with just the absolute, just a blue collar job there, getting to third.
Fantastic, smart. These guys are freaking good, man.
And Chris Beckman, a lot of guys could have given up the position Chris was in there, getting a black flag, getting stuck a lap down, getting damaged from a wreck after that.
Fantastic run for Hale.
Yeah.
I mean, that's vintage Jeff Hale right there. That's world-class stuff right there. 63. These guys are seriously good.
Yeah, Jeff Hale, super speedway ace, but he ran up against Matt Watkins, just the ace of everything.
Daytona 24, but if I would have run, if I was to jump in here and run against you guys, I get my butt whipped. You can't just show up and think you're gonna get something done.
You're also a road course guy, you know.
Badass.
Yeah,
well,
you can hang on the ovals, but you're not an oval specialist. Yeah.
Well, you know
as well as any. Yeah. You know as well as anyone. They're totally different.
Man. Fantastic racing, pit strategy, drama, horsemanship. That's what FSP is all about. And
you saw your points coming in here tonight. Matt Watkins had a 10-point lead, should be extending that. Slim Jim Gately will slide down the standings here, having not made the start tonight. And that should be a good points night for Chris Beckman, Jeff Hale. Jason Dulfer also gridded that one out for, I believe, a top 5 finish. Yes, Jason Dulfer has scored exactly 5th.
For Jason. Golden. Jason Dulfer fans, definitely. That boy's a stud right there.
So yeah, great points nights all around for your top 5 there. And again, your top 3 finishers. Excuse me. Matt Watkins, Jeff Hale, Chris Beckman. Podium finishers will have Milty go down, round those guys up. As I seem to have sucked in a cat hair down my throat, and now I'm coughing, which is wonderful when you've got a rib injury. Dan Irvine fourth.
It never ends.
Jason Dulfer fifth.
Everybody watch.
Oh yeah, it does.
You die. Yeah.
It's the sudden stop at the end.
Oh, look at that pretty kitty. I miss my cats.
Casey Cat making an appearance there. And we got our podium up here. So let's start with Chris Beckman. We already talked to you during the race. We didn't get to talk about what happened with that black flag there, but a hell of a job recovering from that.
Yeah, 10-4. I was running out of gas. I'm sure you guys may have speculated on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we saw you give up spots, realizing.
Yeah. So I didn't want to. I didn't want to stop on the track and wait for the pace car because I knew that they'd probably tow me because I wouldn't be able to start moving again. So that was kind of on me. I'm glad I didn't get anybody else black flag. There's really nothing else I could do other than just stop and get a tow. But yeah, we battled through. Driver wasn't feeling great tonight. Top 3 feels like a win. Those 2 guys in front of me were just bad fast.
Well, the great Michael Jordan, his best performance was a flu. It didn't feel good, and somehow, sometimes these races work out that way with pros, and different scenarios. You got to figure it out on the fly, and I'm going to jinx you again. You're my pick for the championship. I'm going to dog you all year because you can handle it. You're a nice guy. You won't yell at me, so.
Nah, and I'm going to hang in there and keep battling for you, Milt. It's like you say, sometimes you just have a bad night where you're not feeling 100%. I feel like we battled through and got about the best finish we could have tonight. It was pretty good. Want to thank Highline Racing, all my teammates over there. Thank you guys up here in the booth for everything you do for us. All the guys who watch the broadcast, it means a lot.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. A great run, man. Again, I called that a blue collar kind of night there from the booth, and that's exactly what it was. You just dug in, you didn't give up, and persevered for that P3 points for leading. That's a great points night, and once we get the points updated, we'll see what that did for you. Keep refreshing to see if Sammy's uploaded it yet. But again, congrats again, and thanks for the in-race report in there. And meanwhile, we got our second place there, Jeff Hale. Looks like the car was a little tighter than he expected on that restart. What'd you need there to get by Matkins on that shootout?
Yeah, I was trying to get a good run going into one, but actually moved up just a little bit higher than what I anticipated. So Chris was able to get a run on me there, but once we got back by him, but I just lost a little time to Matt after that. So good job by him, the win, and Chris as well. Got put almost left down heavily that early, and
you got trapped tail end.
Yep.
And, watching you tonight was like remembering the fear of God. Racing against you back in the day. When this guy's on, you better watch out. And he's dogging you, and you dog Matt Watkins.
And Milty, you got
all over him like a wet blanket, man.
Milty, I've had a mirror full of that 29 car, probably more than anybody else in here.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm talking about. That guy is like, okay, that's Jeff. He's going to make me work for it, yeah.
Track and setup made for some real good side-by-side racing, so yeah, a lot of hard fun racing.
Absolutely. Back in the day, we never saw, the evolution of the league and the skill of you drivers and the great setup passing on basically a one-lane track. It used to be back in the day. That was great work and great show from you guys.
Well, I'm going to make Matt smile just a little bit bigger because I hadn't said anything yet, but I'll be out of town here in probably about a month or so. And that's why I parked last week. Plus, I had engine damage. So, it'd be nice to go for points race with Matt, but I know at least one race short of it. So, you never know what can happen. Never know.
Well, just like your buddy there, the great Slim Jim Gately, life comes first, and there'll be other races, and, we all battled, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Appreciate what you guys do also here, putting the broadcast on. It's a lot of fun with you guys, and nobody thinks it like the league does.
Awesome. Well, thanks for popping in there. Great run there, Jeff and Matt Watkins. Congratulations. You survived the broadcaster jinx.
Right there.
I had you picked, and you brought it home. Winning the race, most laps led. should pad that points lead tonight. Great run there, Matt. Man, did you have the fuel to make that run if you didn't get the shootout caution there?
Oh yeah, 2 to good, just chilling.
That's what I thought. I was wondering about the other guys. I know everybody was clutching. I was worried about the guys that stayed out, like Jeff.
He don't.
Yeah,
miss
only
much,
6 cars
man.
only left, so man, I'm not giving.
Yeah, I thought that was a no-brainer. I would have been doing the same thing right there with you.
Yeah, yeah. Every time it was just about survival. I just kind of fell into a hole most of the race, just kind of chilled, and just waited to the end of the race, and then yeah, it came to it. So it was a real good racing, Jeff and Chris. Those guys, they raced real hard and clean, and that was fun. I liked it at the end there.
Well, you didn't just lay about. You got the most laps led, too, by a few laps.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I was kind of like I was like second, third most of the race, just kind of because this guy's typically run a harder pace at the start of the run than I was comfortable running, so I just kind of let him go usually, and hopefully get a long run. Tires come in, and we got one, and then yeah, they were pretty fast on the short run. So I was a little nervous at the end of the race because Jeff had really fast short run speed, and I was like, man, can't make a mistake here. He'll pounce. So
Yeah, you don't want to burn those tires up at any version of Atlanta early on.
Exactly. Yeah. You had, we watched you in practice, and you were definitely, slamming that green flag stop, and you had one, but it didn't really hit you, and you nailed it. But then the caution came out not too long after, so kind of reset things. You had to reset your race.
Yeah, and there we have the updated points.
Finally, Sean's going to come tell you. Sorry, I failed in my duties tonight. It was a tough night.
There's the boss.
Well, I just tried to upload it myself, and it kicked back saying, "Hey, everybody is already entered in here," and so I hit refresh.
We had an interesting night of wrecks across the line and wrecks during pitting. It was
that always throws things into chaos there, but
it was chaos.
Like everybody handled it.
Yeah, we got some honest drivers, and Chris Chris Beckman was he was running out of gas, and that's why he didn't pass.
Yeah, he told us what happened there. So yeah, he had to hit pit road, and now I get what happened. He had to pit, and you have to cross the start finish line when you're doing that. That's how he passed the pace car. So that makes perfect sense now. But points are updated, and yeah, Matt Watkins has a 17-point lead over Chris Beckman, who picks up 2 spots there. Jammin' J. Dulfer in P3, 19 points back, tied with Jeff Hale, though Jeff did say he's going to miss next week. Slim Jim falls back to 5th, 34 points back, and yeah, everybody else is pretty far out of reach already here, just 4 races in. But next week where are we? I had the schedule up here ahead of time, so I would know.
Man, you never
Bristol.
know.
Bristol, SRA.
Yeah, Bristol.
Good show, guys. Thanks for the show.
Definitely never know.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank you for the pinch hit adminning tonight, and of course, all you do keeping things going. We thank as we wrap it up here again, we thank our podium finishers popping in here for the post race show. Chris Beckman, Jeff Hale, and your race winner Matt Watkins. Congratulations, all you guys, on a strong survivor run there. We thank everybody tuning in there, liking, subscribing, spreading the word that we got this going. 20th anniversary here in NASCAR 2003. Thank our sponsor, Ryan Johnson, Brothers Body and Paint, putting up the hardware these guys will be racing for here in season 45.
Trophies.
And of course, my partner, Milt Mitchell Jr. Love having you on. Despite your fighting through your technical difficulties, go get that Ethernet cable replaced and see you.
Work on. Good thing that didn't happen last week.
Yeah, good thing that didn't happen during the 24 hours of Daytona. Yeah, once again, congratulations to the Donkey Bop team, our FSB founder Jim Ray, and all those former FSB drivers gone over to iRacing.
That was that was an FSB team right there.
It was an FSB team and a team effort.
That's the coolest part of it. Yeah.
That's the best in the world, ladies and gentlemen who don't know that.
Yeah.
Best in the world. In that race.
Top. Yeah, great job. That's a huge accomplishment winning one of those 24-hour races in iRacing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so until next week when we again join you from Bristol, the hills of Tennessee, the last Coliseum. Great track there. We'll catch you next week for race 5 of this season 45, coming close to the halfway point.
One more thing, real quick. I got a buddy that races for real, and he'll be
real 24 hours.
24 hours. That's Cooper McNeil. WeatherTech Mercedes. So root for them. Yeah, it's gonna be
Heck
a
yeah.
great race.
Yeah, the Real Deal 24 Hours of Daytona tomorrow. So
on USA Channel. And,
racing is back.
Definitely Peacock. So
Awesome. Well, until next.
If I could stay up for 24 hours.
Don't try. Watch the start and the finish. That's what you do with those races, right? All right, guys. Gonna wrap it up here again. Calling it a night here for FSB Racing Live. I've been Sean Reap, and I'll catch you next time.